Good evening and welcome to TC Network. I am Tingni Tim Hokip bringing you today's news. Today's top headlines include Kuki bodies refute allegations of Kuki families fleeing from Manipur and settling in Karbi Anglong, Assam. More Chavangpai locality submerged in floodwater. HTC seeks immediate assistance from local MLA and district administration. News in details. For Kuki organizations, Kuki National Assembly KNA, Kuki Human Rights Forum KHRF, Kuki Gaon Boras Association KGBA, and Kuki Students Association KSO have strongly refuted allegations that Kuki families have fled from Manipur and settled in Karbi Anglong, Assam. In a joint statement on Tuesday, the organizations called the claims baseless and far from the truth. Their response comes after the Karbi Laman Amay KLA, a Karbi literary body, submitted a memorandum to Tuliram Ronghang, Chief Executive Member CEM of the Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council KAAC, alleging that some Kuki families from Manipur have entered the Karbi Anglong district and settled in areas like Singhason and Khonbamon Hills, following the ethnic violence in Manipur. The Kuki organization dismissed this claim, stating, "The suggestion that members of the Kuki community have come from Manipur and occupied Karbi land is a baseless assertion. It is neither practical nor feasible for internally displaced persons to grab land in such a manner overnight." In their statement, the Kuki organizations expressed surprise and embarrassment over the repeated allegations that Kuki families from Manipur have settled illegally in Singhason and Khonbamon Hills. They noted that similar claims were made earlier by the Karbi Students Association KSA, whose president publicly stated that people from Manipur had taken over these areas. The Kuki leaders firmly denied these accusations, calling them utterly false and lamenting the unnecessary confusion and tension caused by such statements. They emphasized that since the onset of the ethnic conflict in Manipur, the Kuki community has taken a responsible approach, cooperating fully with the authorities of the KAAC to prevent any illegal settlements by outsiders. The Kuki organizations expressed their gratitude for the KAAC's support during the crisis, particularly appreciating CEM Tuliram Ronghang's leadership, which they credited for helping them navigate through the challenging times. The Kuki leaders warned that if these baseless allegations are not addressed promptly and adequately, they could not lead to misunderstandings and disrupt the peace in the hill districts. The issue is highly sensitive, and any continued accusations could result in unfortunate consequences that threaten the region's stability. We seek the intervention of the CEM to maintain peace and harmony in Karbi Anglong, they added. In response to the Kuki organization's denial of allegations, KLA General Secretary Lilaram Tiron clarified that their memorandum submitted to the KAAC on October 5 was not intended to incite discrimination or hatred towards any indigenous community, including the Kuki people who have long resided in Karbi Anglong and are part of the voter list. Tiron explained that the KLA's concerns stem from the ongoing Meitei-Kuki conflict in Manipur, which has displaced many people. The KLA feared that some of the displaced individuals might seek refuge in Kuki villages in Karbi Anglong. The memorandum, he emphasized, was a way to express these fears to the government, not a call to evict any community from the region. The KLA also suggested that displaced people from Manipur could be given temporary settle in Karbi Anglong under strict guidelines from the KAAC, ensuring that such settlements remain regulated. Tiron further clarified that the KLA has never accused the permanently settled Kuki population in Karbi Anglong of assisting with illegal settlements. He dismissed claims that the KLA had made repeated allegations against the Kuki community, stating that this was completely invalid. He underscored that the KLA, as the apex body of Karbi society, has a responsibility to ensure peace and harmony in the region, and that its actions should not be seen as an attempt to disrupt social cohesion. Tehran urged that no individual or organization misinterpret the KLA's memorandum as an effort to dilute or pollute harmony between communities in Karbi Anglong. More HTC President Kaikulal Haukip requested the concerned authorities, both in state and district level, to intervene in the matter of Chavang Pai, which was greatly affected by flash flood on last 2nd and 3rd of October 2024. Due to heavy rain on the night of 2nd October 2024 in More areas, the water level in the river rises tremendously, resulting in the occurrence of flood in More Chavang Pai village. The flash flood temporarily displaced the locals and also destroyed certain amounts of houses and properties, greatly affecting the locals. But in spite of their sufferings, the governing bodies of the district and state had not given them any compensation or relief. Hence, Hill Tribal Council More President Kaikulal Haukip, through the media, would like to request the concerned authorities to look into the matter in the earliest. He also asked the local MLA Pulet Pau Haukip to visit the victims and give them the support they need, and also to construct a proper retaining wall so as to prevent such incidents from occurring again. He also says that this is the third time the river flooded Chavang Pai village during monsoons, but no action had been taken up till today. The victims of the flood were given relief and assistance by the Assam Rifles only, who provided rice, dal and other miscellaneous items for the flood victims who were temporarily displaced from their homes until the water level subsides. HTC President expressed his gratitude to the Assam Rifles, who are always there for the people in times of needs. The only solution to prevent this type of disaster is to construct a high and strong retaining wall along the river banks.
Thank you, TC Network, for this opportunity. Recently, on the 3rd of October 2024 at night, there was a huge flood that had ravaged or destroyed several homesteads and properties in Chavang Pai Veng of More. And as the President of Hill Tribal Council, my focus is to relieve the people, to help the people. And I'm requesting the district administration and the local MLA, who is also a minister, to look into it and bring an urgent solution to this calamity, which is happening for the third time. That was happened recently. I understand that it is a natural calamity, but we cannot avoid or look over the fact that the people are suffering and they need quick assistance. And most importantly, I think the best solution would be to construct a retaining wall, a strong one, along the river banks. And I think that will be the best solution. It will solve the problem that is happening over and over every season, every year. And that's why I want the government authorities to look into it. And my sincere request to the district magistrate of Nobel and Nobel MLA, please look into it. And let's solve this problem. And we cannot have, or we cannot see our people suffering for longer. And we have to find a solution and put an end to this. Thank you so much.
Hence, Haukip urged the concerning authorities, especially the DC and MLA, to take immediate actions regarding the matter. More dengue cases have been confirmed in Churachandpur district, and during the past weeks, more people have been confirmed malaria positive. As of now, 68 people have been rendered positive in the district by the district malaria officer. In connection to the rising number of dengue cases in the district, Dr. Liangomwan Samte, District Malaria Officer, Churachandpur, had briefed the public regarding the infections caused by malaria and its preventive measures as well. Dr. Liangomwan told the media that 68 dengue cases have been confirmed this year. Before the conflict, all the suspected person samples were tested through ELISA test, which is owned by RIMS and JANIMS, but due to the conflict, such testing were already impossible since the district hospitals did not owe any. The suspected dengue positive cases in our district, which are listed under probable, have no reason not to be, though they are not confirmed through ELISA tests since their symptoms shows it all. The dengue positive cases data in the district is collected from all private hospital, private clinic, private laboratory, and district hospital. All the suspects are sent to the district hospital to get doctor's advice, and they are sent to Krishna Diagnostic Center for a free medical test. You can also test for free at the district malaria office. The doctor says that dengue-carrying mosquitoes are active at dawn and dusk, and hence requests the public to avoid mosquito bite during these hours. He also advised to not let puddle water sit near our houses and to drain it off and disinfect it in case you find any. We should also properly close our water storage tanks and syntax to avoid breeding of mosquitoes. People domesticating animals at home are also requested to keep their sets clean and to avoid stagnant water near our surroundings, since mosquitoes often breed in these waters. Dengue symptoms include fever, joint pain, and rashes. If experiencing severe symptoms, seek medical attention immediately. District Health Society National Health Mission observed World Mental Health Day 2024 at PHC Psycho today at 12:30 p.m. The theme of the program was, "It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace." The dignitaries who attended the program were Dr. T. Vanlal Kungi, CMO Churachandpur, Chief Medical Officer; Dr. K. Sania Monica, DFWO, District Family Welfare Officer; Dr. Kim Naik Lam, DLO, Churachandpur, District Leprosy Officer; and Dr. James K. Tautang, BMO and MO in Church PHC Psychot. The speakers emphasized that mental health is crucial for overall well-being, and neglecting mental health can lead to severe consequences both physically and mentally. ASA workers will provide mental health support in their areas, and you are requested to visit them in case you need therapy. District Hospital has a mental ward for treatment, and you can also visit the ward anytime as a precautionary measure and for your own safety. Mental health issues can lead to heart attacks and other illness if left untreated, and thus seeking help from psychiatrists is essential. Mental health is equally important as physical health, and to prioritize mental well-being to avoid long-term consequences. The district hospital will provide treatment for mental health issues. The World Mental Health Day was observed with the aim to raise awareness and promote mental health care in the districts, even to grassroots levels. A bus with students from St. Joseph College in Nagaland's Jakhama fell off the road after dashing against a tree between Kisama and Kiwema, leaving at least 15 students injured. Around 20 students were traveling on the bus when it met with the accident. All the injured students were soon rushed to the Army Hospital in Jakhama, besides other hospitals in Kohima. 4 students were later shifted to the Naga Hospital Authority in Kohima from the Army Hospital. The accident took place on Wednesday noon when the bus was on its way to state capital Kohima to drop the students. Police say the driver of the bus lost control while trying to overtake a vehicle and dashed against a tree and fell off the road. Authorities at the St. Joseph College said the bus was not owned by the college and it was privately operated. A UK auction house has withdrawn a Naga human skull from its lots for a live online sale on Wednesday following outcry in India over the issue. The Swan Auction House at Tetworth in Oxfordshire had a series of skulls and other remains originating from around the world as part of the Curious Collector Sale, antiquarian books, manuscripts and paintings. The 19th century Horn Naga human skull Naga tribe was slotted as lot number 64 and resulted in protests in Nagaland led by Chief Minister Neifu Rao, who sought the intervention of External Affairs Ministers S. Jaisankar to stop the hurtful sale. The news of the proposed auction of Naga human remains in the UK has been received by all sections in a negative manner, as it is a highly emotional and sacred issue for our people. It has been a traditional custom of our people to give the highest respect and honor for the remains of the demise, said Mr. Rao in his letter. He urged the minister to take up the matter with the High Commission of India in London so that steps are taken to ensure that the auction of the skull can be stopped after the Forum for Naga Reconciliation (FNR) raised concerns over the matter. This piece would be of particular interest to collectors with a focus on anthropology and tribal cultures. Read the description of the auction lot listed for an opening bid of GBP 2,100, rupees 2.30 lakh approximately, with the auctioneer's estimate expecting it to fetch as much as GBP 4,000, rupees 4.39 lakh approximately. Its provenance is traced back to the collection of 19th century Belgian architect Francois Coppens. The FNR asserted that the auction of the human remains contravenes Article 15 of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People (UNDRIP), which says indigenous people have a right to the dignity and diversity of their cultures, traditions, histories, and aspirations, which shall be appropriately reflected in education and public information. FNR then contacted the auction house directly to condemn the sale and to call for the objection to repatriated to Nagaland. The organization is said to be one of many indigenous groups from across the world that is currently in dialogue with the Pitt Rivers Museum in Oxford about artifacts held in the museum's collection. Laura van Broekhoven, director of the museum, was alerted by the BBC that human remains of Naga, Swar, Dayak, Kota, Fon, Vili people and other communities in Papua New Guinea, Solomon Island, Nigeria, Congo, and Benin were being auctioned. We are relieved to hear that the auction house has now removed all human remains from today's sale and hope that the widespread comments and criticism from communities around the world have demonstrated that the sale of ancestral remains is offensive and unacceptable, Professor van Broekhoven said in a statement. She added, as an institution that stewards many human remains, we are conscious of the hurt and pain the removal of human remains has caused to communities across the globe, and to see human remains being put on auction is extremely painful and disrespectful to indigenous people who consider their ancestors should come home to rest. The Maharashtra government on Thursday declared one day of mourning in respect of industrialist Ratan Tata. All government buildings will have the national flag at half-mast and no cultural or entertainment program of the government will be held today. The Chief Minister's office said Tata's funeral will be conducted with all state honors. The state cabinet has decided to propose Tata's name for the Bharat Ratna Award. A condolence proposal was also passed by Maharashtra cabinet today. The mortal remains of Tata were kept at the National Center for Performing Arts, Nariman Point, as mortal remains of Tata for the public to pay their last respects before the last rites. The Marine Drive road is also closed beyond the Oberoi Hotel as the police have cordoned off the road leading to NCPA. Tata, who is credited with transforming the Tata Group into a globally renowned conglomerate, died at age 86 at the British Candy Hospital in Mumbai on October 9 night after a brief illness. His mortal remains were brought out of the British Candy Hospital in an ambulance escorted by police vehicles a little after 2 a.m. on Thursday and taken to his residence in South Mumbai's Kolaba area. Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, his deputy Devendra Fadnavis, Maharashtra's Education Minister Deepak Kesarkar, and industrialist Mukesh Ambani were among those who rushed to the hospital after hearing about Tata's death. Additional Commissioner of Police, South Region, Abhinav Deshmukh said there is no parking facility available for vehicles at the venue and people will have to get off their vehicles at a dropping spot. Asked about the likely visit of several VIPs, he declined to comment. At least 60 doctors on Wednesday resigned from their roles from Kolkata Medical College, a day after 50 senior doctors resigned from their roles at RG Kar. The doctors at RG Kar Medical College and Hospital had earlier on Tuesday decided to resign en masse after holding a meeting of various departments head of the state-run hospital. They had resigned to show solidarity with medics who have been on fast unto death, demanding justice for the deceased woman doctor who was allegedly raped and murdered in August. The mass resignation of the senior doctors from two of the city's prime medical colleges come in the wake of the indefinite hunger strike being conducted by 7 junior doctors in the heart of the city and a symbolic 12-hour fast being held in solidarity by their peers across medical colleges of West Bengal. A section of senior doctors from other medical colleges in West Bengal had earlier indicated that they too could follow suit and resign from their roles. Doctors Snigdha Hazra, Tanaya Panja, and Anustup Mukhopadhyay from Kolkata Medical College and Hospital, Arnab Mukhopadhyay from SSNKM, Pulastha Acharya from NRS Medical College and Hospital, and Syed Tani Ghosh Hazra from KPC Medical College have been staging a fast unto death since Saturday evening. On Sunday, they were joined by Aniket Mahato from RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. 2 other junior doctors of Coach Behar Medical College are also continuing their hunger strike for the 3rd consecutive day in support of their colleagues here as junior doctors continue their fast unto death for the 5th consecutive day on Wednesday. Senior doctors who came in support of their junior medics and held 2 rallies in the city on Tuesday were planning to come out with another march for the city's Karunamoyi More to CBI's office at CGO complex on Wednesday demanding quick probe of the crime. They had said they will carry the message of Abhaya to Durga Puja pandals across Kolkata. On Friday, the junior doctors have called off their total cease work, which had crippled healthcare services at state-run medical colleges and hospitals. The protesting doctors emphasized that securing justice for the deceased woman medic remains their foremost priority. They also called for the immediate removal of the Health Secretary N.S. Nigam, as well as accountability for the alleged administrative incompetence and action against corruption in the department. Other demands include the establishment of a centralized referral system for all hospitals and medical colleges in the state, the implementation of a bed vacancy monitoring system, a formation of task forces to ensure essential provisions for CCTV on call rooms and washrooms at their workplaces. They are also demanding increased police protection in hospitals, recruitment of permanent women police personnel, and swift filling of vacant positions for doctors, nurses, and other healthcare workers. The junior doctors went on to cease work following the rape murder of a fellow medic at RG Kar Medical College and Hospital on August 9th. They ended their stir after 42 days of September 21, following assurances from the state government to look into their demands. On Wednesday, security forces recovered the bullet-ridden body of missing soldier in Anantnag district, Jammu and Kashmir, officials reported. The body of Territorial Army Jawan Hilar Ahmad Bhatt, who had been missing since Tuesday from Shah, was found in the Sanglan forest area of Utrasu. The official stated that the body has been taken to a hospital for medical examination. In the meantime, security forces had launched an extensive search operation to locate the missing soldier. Based on intelligence inputs, a joint counter-terrorist operation was initiated by the Indian Army, along with Jammu and Kashmir Police and other agencies, Kaswan Forest, Kokarnak on October 8. The operation continued overnight following the report of the missing soldier, the Srinagar-based Chinar Corps of the Army shared on X. A weakening but still tremendously powerful hurricane, Milton slammed into Florida's west coast on Wednesday night as a Category 3, leaving more than 2 million homes without power, while bringing catastrophic winds likely to cause significant property damage. The cyclone, described earlier in the day by Joe Biden as the storm of the century, made landfall near Sarasota, Florida just after 8:30 p.m. ET, the National Hurricane Center (NHC) in Miami said. The storm was bringing deadly storm surge to much of Florida's Gulf Coast, including densely populated areas such as Tampa, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, and Fort Myers. Despite losing some of its potency to wind shear acid near the coast, Milton, which has turned into the Gulf of Mexico over the last 2 days as a Category 5 storm, was still one of the strongest hurricanes to strike the U.S. mainland in recent memory. It was also the second direct hit on Florida in 12 days after Hurricane Helene's deadly rampage through the state's panhandle towards Georgia and the Carolinas beginning on 27 September. Areas devastated by Helene received another pounding as Milton swept ashore with winds above 120 mph. On Wednesday night, a flash flood emergency was in effect for the Tampa Bay area, including the cities of Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Clearwater, the Hurricane Center said, with St. Petersburg already receiving 16.6 inches 42 centimeters of rain on Wednesday. So large was it wind filled that areas in South Florida, hundreds of miles from Milton's core, saw dozens of tornado warnings and at least 7 twisters on the ground. In Fort Myers, a tornado swept in Milton's outer bands ripped the roof from a house, with the storm coming ashore before high tide. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said he hoped the west coast of the state could avoid the worst predicted storm surge. Forecasters said seawater could rise as high as 13 feet. The tornadoes caused damages in numerous counties and destroyed about 125 homes, most of them mobile homes. DeSantis said nearly 3 million homes and businesses in Florida were without power. At this point, it's too dangerous to evacuate safely, so you have to shelter in place and just hunker down, DeSantis said upon announcing the landfall. Authorities had warned 4 days of Milton's deadly potential, ordering an evacuation of millions of people in coastal areas along West Florida's Gulf Coast vulnerable to a predicted storm surge of up to 15 meters. Jen Castor, the mayor of Tampa, issued a sobering alert to those in evacuation zones choosing to stay, telling them their homes would become their coffins. William Tokazer, police chief of Holmes Beach, advised holdouts to write their names, dates of birth, and social security numbers on their limbs with Sharpies to help identify their bodies after the storm. DeSantis declared a state of emergency for 51 on the state's 67 counties. It's looking like the storm of the century, Biden said in an address from the White House, in which he urged those in the storm path to heed safety advice from local authorities. It's literally a matter of life and death, the president also condemned falsehoods repeated by Donald Trump, the Republican candidate in the next month's election. The federal recovery funds were being redirected to immigrants. What a ridiculous thing to say, Biden said. Milton, the NAC said, would remain a hurricane as it passes across Florida to the east on Thursday, crossing the popular tourist destination of Orlando before emerging into the Atlantic. Heavy rainfall across the Florida peninsula through Thursday brings the risk of catastrophic and life-threatening floods and urban flooding along with moderate to major river flooding, it said in an afternoon advisory. Scientists David Baker, John Jumper, and Demis Hassabis have won the 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their work on proteins, the building blocks of life that are found in every cell of the body. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences on Wednesday announced half of the prize to Baker for computational protein design and the other half jointly to Hassabis and Jumper for protein structure prediction. While Baker built entirely new kinds of proteins, Hassabis and Jumper developed an artificial intelligence model to solve a 50-year-old problem, predicting proteins' complex structures, said the Nobel Committee for Chemistry. Heiner Linke, chairman of the committee, a scientist, had long dreamed of predicting the three-dimensional structure of proteins. In 2020, Hassabis and Jumper managed to crack the code with skillful use of artificial intelligence. They made it possible to predict the complex structure of essentially any known protein in nature, Linke said. Another dream of scientists has been to build new proteins to learn how to use nature's multi-tool for our own purposes, he said, of the problem that Baker solved. He developed computational tools that now enable scientists to design spectacular new proteins with entirely novel shapes and functions, opening endless possibilities for the greatest benefit to humankind. Becker's work at the University of Washington in Seattle, United States, while Hasebis and Jumper work at Google DeepMind, the tech giant AI lab in London. I am really excited about all the ways in which protein design makes the world a better place in health, medicine, and really outside technology, Becker said, addressing the journalists during the announcement of the award by phone. At least 6 people were wounded, 2 of them seriously, in a stabbing attack in the Israeli city of Hadera on Wednesday, Israeli authorities said. The terrorist has been neutralized, police say in a statement. 4 separate locations have been identified, resulting in 6 victims with stab wounds. The police did not immediately provide other details, but issued a brief video of the suspected attacker being arrested. Of the 6 people rushed to the hospital, at least 2 were in serious condition, according to medical officers. Israel has been on high security alert since the Hamas assault a year ago sparked the war in Gaza, while the conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon continues to escalate. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.